I'm taking it. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you right now. I don't remember the last time I saw 28 Days Later or Weeks. I should probably also state that I really don't with Alex Garland all that much. I mean, like, Annihilation was good. Ex Machina was good. Civil War? Warfare? Dog. Even like Danny Boyle. I know he's done Trainspotting. I haven't seen that British movie, but I know he's done Trainspotting and something else. But the only thing, when I looked on his IMDb page, the only thing I recognized was Yesterday. And that movie sucks like cunt. So, very low expectations going into this movie. I assume it's gonna have something maybe quasi-political to say, but it's not gonna flesh out that message enough. Bro, at the very least, I just hope I get a well-shot and directed action movie with a bunch of zombies. I'm at the stinking AMC. Oh wait, dude, this is another movie I have to add to my watch list. It's called Bride Hard. It's a play on the movie Die Hard. Just super dad as local AMC. Tune in for a new picture. I don't really want to talk about it. Yeah, I don't fucking get movies anymore. Oh. Okay, I don't know what's happening in my car. My AC is not working. Holy 90 degrees. Oh no, my battery's dying. Great. The joke I was gonna say is that I don't understand movies as much as I thought I did. But like my car. So we're gonna pull off into a Costco because I've never been to Costco and I didn't even realize that there's one literally right behind the theater I go to. We're gonna go get hot dogs, we're gonna go get shake and bake, and we're gonna go get, not hamburger, pizza. And I hope my car can actually make it there. Holy fuck. I didn't think my car was gonna die. So pretty important update. My car battery died, and also they did not let me go into Costco. We're gonna go get, I think there was some crazy at Burger King. We'll go get that, and then I'll eat and talk about the movie. I don't know why I'm filming this. Hiya, can I has red hamburger?
You said a hamburger?
The red one. And just like that, they thought I couldn't has red hamburger. I has red hamburger. Jeez fucking Louise, what an adventurous day. You know what time it was when I left my house? It was 2:20 when I left my house. That's when my screening was. Fuck y'all. Should we smoke?
Yeah.
Oh my God, my hair look crazy. I don't need to smoke before I eat, so let's clear that up now. Okay, I'm doing this because I've had a fucking rough day. I went into this movie being like, this is a fucking nothing burger, worthless time burner movie. And I cried my eyes out, actually. And things that I thought were gimmicks, like the rigs that they were showing off, or the fact that the movie is shot on an iPhone, that kind of stuff to me, I just thought was marketing fluff. But the way it's used in the movie, beautiful. Beautiful.
And I know Danny Boyle said he didn't pick an iPhone camera to specifically reference like footage nowadays.
Was there any sense of using an iPhone to make it feel more real, or was it purely, let's use smaller cameras so we can have smaller crews and smaller gear everywhere?
It was more the latter, really, rather than the grittiness, say, of the first film,
yeah,
which was more to do with almost like recovered footage, found footage.
Yeah.
But when I see iPhone footage, it makes events just feel more real to me, even if it's not intended by the director.
This lets them get weird and experimental.
And you know, that trickles down into the editing, which is fucking sick, by the way. And if anyone tries to tell you it isn't, they're boring and throw tomatoes at them, please, for me. Thank you.
TBH, when I saw those rigs, my first immediate thought was like, what was that one movie that Uwe Boll did back in the early 2000s, like fucking Dead House?
The House of the Dead.
And I thought it was gonna be used like that, where it's like very flashy and on paper a very cool concept, but the way it's used throughout the movie becomes boring. It's not that cool anymore. But no, every time that fucking 360 little rig was used, loved it in the movie. I was like, holy fuck. Why don't we shoot more things on iPhone? Idiot, you always forget to mention stuff.
I really like the soundtrack. And it's not made by like the same guy who made the first one. It's actually made by this group called Young Fathers, and yeah, it fucks. Oh, it fucks.
Awesome visuals and sound alone doesn't get you a lot in my book, TBH. That's where Alex Garland picks up the fucking slack, because the story of this movie is fan-fucking-tastic. And like, obviously, I don't think I have all the pieces yet, or even am able to. I feel like if you're British, you will get a lot more out of this movie than I did. But I can see the scraps of the themes and parts and stuff like that. Spike. Oh my God, where the fuck did they find this 12-year-old? I'm not saying I excuse child actors for too much. I do though. Even if his performance was so-so, I would have still loved the movie. His performance in one specific scene is what really won me over to his side. I feel like it's very important now that like I've read articles that they're planning to make 2 more fucking movies. I believe he got that dog in him. Tell you what right now. The movie has a very surprising ending in that there's basically 2. So you see the movie 28 years later end, and then there's like this epilogue, and that epilogue has been very
divisive.
And while I understand completely, don't get me wrong, it doesn't affect the main story of the movie, so I could literally just turn off the movie 10 minutes earlier. But what really drives this movie home and what makes it hit so hard for me is this emotional core. This movie has so much heart in it, and to really talk about, you know, the nitty and gritty of what I personally liked. Why no 28 years later burger? I didn't get no mayo or cheese on it because I don't like either of those. I'm gonna take those dead on my burger. I mean, this kind of does fit 28 days later because the movie does use like this red night vision to portray, I believe, the alpha's perspective. So anyway, we gonna take a bite out of the burger. Damn, there's no sauce on this. I thought it'd be like ketchup, dry ass burger. But look at that. She bleeding, B. I don't know if I care for the inclusion of bacon on this burger. It's hamburger, if you were worried. Nope. I feel like a lot of stuff went straight over my head, but there were some themes that I was able to catch on to. One of those being like isolation, like self-isolationist. But from what I do understand of politics overseas, conservative thought has been very like catching fire within the UK. And that kind of culminated in Brexit.
The whole trilogy is in some ways about looking back and looking forwards, and the relationship between looking forwards to better worlds, or trying to construct the world that you're in on the basis of old worlds. We are living in a time right now which is absolutely dominated by a misremembered past.
And the movie starts off within the society that's stuck in 2002, which we see by like the Queen is still, like they think the Queen is still, but like the way the village is set up, it feels much more further than that. So there's something about like self-isolation and then regressing, and that theme of regressing is very strong throughout the movie, because like the father,
he's given up hope basically on society as he knew it, and now within this heavily, you know, isolated community, he starts regressing, and we see him, you know, be unfaithful and be a shitty kind of guy.
That theme is so sewn throughout the movie that it can even like be seen to the island itself, the island of, you know, Britland, or wherever the fuck this movie takes place.
Okay, hey idiot, it's not called Britland, it's called the Holy Island. It's kind of fucked up that you called it that even, actually. I hate you. And what I was referring to was the quarantine. Like, the island is on quarantine, you know, the rest of the world is pushing forward and ignoring the fact that, you know, a bit of Europe is just like taken over by zombies. And I think that's supposed to be like an allegory for like how easy it is for like us, especially like in the United States, or people just like farther away from conflict, how easy it is for us to just like turn off our empathy, basically.
And even the whole thing about like the Skull Temple,
which leads me into one of my favorite parts about the movie thematically.
They lean into what you, as an audience member, are thinking this movie is going to be. The movie starts off with like the first time going out, and this is when the son's going to finally become a man, and it's setting up all these basic plot points of like, oh, he's too young, but the dad thinks he's ready, and they go out and they survive, and it's nothing. It doesn't prove anything besides just add bravado, and that's why the son doesn't care about it. But you see Aaron Johnson fucking sit there and be like, yo mama, we're the best, I'm gonna go fuck this other lady. And he's completely fine with that. He's completely fine with the way the society has worked. But like this kid that was born in it, Spike, he wants to experience more. He knows that there's more to life than just this island. So I want to say for like the first act and a half, Danny Boyle and Alex Garland give you the story that you think you're gonna have, right? It's just action-packed, very bravado, masculine type thing. And then immediately switches out by saying, yeah, this is not what being a real man is. Going to the ends of the earth to try to help someone you love. That's what being a real man is. And that's his second journey. And that's the rest of the movie, is him after he finds out like that Aaron Johnson doesn't even want to even try. Spike decides to head out on his own with his mom to find a cure and go to the doctor that was hinted at in the beginning of the movie. And that doctor is the guy who has the bone temple, right? So when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be some insane guy, you know. But that bone, like this poster, within context of the movie, I was sobbing. And it's so fucking pretty. And that scene of the mother finally deciding to, you know, end her life, and they clean off her fucking skull, and he puts it up, and he puts it pointing towards the fucking sun, so she could always see the sun. And I think that's something that the movie is trying to say, is that like...
Shut the fuck up. They literally say in the movie, they say memento mori, which means remember
Unalive.
But in English, the full phrase is remember you must
Unalive.
Remember you must love. And that's a prominent theme in the movie that I really appreciate. But even further, you can extrapolate it to mean like, you know, don't be closed-minded. How about you open that dang mind for once, right?
And I really liked that whole story, and I like how everything was setting up, and all the theme of regression and growing forward and moving past, despite even people wanting to just be complacent and not even think about anything. Oh yeah, I don't even know if I mentioned it, but Boots is all over this fucking movie. That poem in the trailer, all over this fucking movie. And that all leads to the scene where Spike decides to like stay out. He's like, I'm just gonna fucking be out here until I'm ready to come back. And that's when the epilogue part I was talking about comes up. You know, you have this really grounded, heart-wrenching fucking story, and then it just gets bookended by Power Rangers. Like these random guys in fucking jumpsuits come and do like backflips, and they're like, "Hi, I'm Jim. Do you mind if we help you?" And then the movie ends. Like, I remember I straight up like... I like looked directly behind me to see what the fuck everyone else was thinking, because I was so fucking confused. But now, as I watch, you know, videos about it, I kind of understand it more.
It is like
a cultural reference to this guy who turned out to be bad, but in this world, you know, these people wouldn't have found out that he's bad yet. The closest thing I describe it as is like Bill Cosby. Like that, they're dressed up like fucking the UK version of Bill Cosby right now, right? So that has a lot of symbolism to what the second movie is gonna have. Is the idea of, you know, someone being safe for this kid to find guidance in, but ultimately isn't, because they're one of the most prolific fucking assaulters in all of UK. Setting up a pretty strong story. I still don't know if I hate it. I really feel like I have to wait for that second movie to come out to decide if I hate it or not. It still ties really well into the theme of regression, because these are grown men fucking jumping around and hooting and hollering like fucking Power Rangers. I don't know. My opinions on that epilogue are to be announced, okay? But for the rest of the movie before that, 10 out of 10. I don't know. I didn't want to like do one of my normal reviews for it. I literally just saw this movie and I was like, I can't wait to go home and write fucking notes. I have to talk about this movie right fucking meow. Sorry for the long wait. I was depressed. What can you say? Stick around. I'm planning more stuff. Hopefully I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye. Go follow me on Twitter. Go follow me on your mama box. Go follow me on your daddy box.
This shit hard. This shit hard. Please leave a like, subscribe, and do it.